What is up, lads? It's CM9 here. Get in. Get in there. Finally, I've got something to smile about this weekend. Honestly, I mean, following that horrendous piece of news that I read last night regarding profit and gesture and the possibility of them going to Seoul Dynasty and all the rest of it. Today, Chelsea go ahead and cheer me up with a 1-0 victory over Newcastle United. I mean, you know, when one team drops the ball, the other one picks it up, if you know what I mean. It was only 1-0. Let's be honest. I mean, it would have been nice to get 2 or 3 more goals in that game, but yeah, I'm quite happy with today's result. Regardless, I mean, even if it's 1-0, a win is a win. We are now 5 victories on the bounce in all competitions. That is absolutely awesome. Congratulations to Frank Lampard. We're turning things around, guys. We're turning things around. So, so what we're going to do is, first and foremost, before we start talking about the game, I just want to be clear with you guys. I actually missed, believe it or not, the first 25 minutes of the game because I was really, really busy with other stuff, and I really wanted to watch the game from the very beginning, but I just couldn't. I had to continue watching it on from the 25th minute, I think. But from reading everybody else's tweets on Twitter, it seems like I didn't really miss very much because from what they were saying, the first half was pretty meh, to be honest. It was, yes, we pretty much had more of the ball. We had more of the possession. We had more shots on goal. I think the first half apparently was just all about just knocking on the door, and we couldn't get in. Like, Newcastle's defence was very solid. They just parked the bus, pretty much, Newcastle, and they just soaked up all of our pressure. And then most of us Chelsea fans from here were thinking, you know, God, not this again, right? Because usually what happens is if we take chance after chance after chance and we don't take them, eventually the opposition end up scoring a goal, and then that's it. We just drop our heads and that's it. It wasn't the case here. Yes, I think Newcastle did have a few shots, but they were very, very few and far between. In fact, according to this, I've got all the stats up here. We had 16 shots and 8 on target. Newcastle had 5 shots and they didn't have a single one on target. So I think it's clear to say that we dominated the game from start to finish. It's just the fact that we weren't clinical. I mean, how many times have we said that about Chelsea so far this season, just not being clinical? But let's just talk about the team who started. So according to this, we went 4-3-3. Lampard playing 4 at the back, 3 midfield and 3 up front. So we have Kepa in goal, Azpilicueta, Zuma, Tomori and Marcus Alonso. Rudiger's still not fit because I think he's still trying to get fitter. So it'll be a while before he comes back. Then we had Barkley. We started with Barkley, Jorginho and Mason Mount. Funny I should mention Barkley because I honestly thought that Kovacic didn't start, but he had to come on later on in the game because apparently Barkley was terrible. Barkley was really, really bad, apparently. Because, you know, like I said at the very beginning, I didn't have a chance to watch the majority of the first half. Jorginho and Mason Mount, as I've said. And then up front, we had Willian, Tammy Abraham, and Callum Hudson-Odoi. So, apparently Barkley was awful. So then he got replaced by, I do believe, Kovacic. I think it was Kovacic that he came on for. Well, he came off for. And, well, Kovacic, when I started watching him as Kovacic was about to come on, he looked the bollocks. He looked fantastic throughout the entire game, and I honestly feel that the idea of Kovacic playing like this does not mean very well for Ross Barkley, because Ross Barkley, look, he's been very good for England, but as soon as he puts the Chelsea shirt on, he's just a completely different player. He just doesn't know how to do anything for Chelsea at the moment. But Barkley is just a bit of a liability at the moment. When, like I said, as soon as Kovacic came on, he did more. He started creating. He started linking up play with fellow players on the pitch. So yeah, I honestly think maybe Kovacic maybe should have started. I mean, I think there was a question mark over Kovacic because I do believe he got injured during the international break, and we were all worrying about, you know, is he going to be all right? Is he going to be out for a few weeks? According to what we've just seen, it looks like he's fine, and well, he's playing a lot better than Ross Barkley, who, by the way, played 2 full matches over the course of the weekend. So, you know, yeah, let's move a little bit further up the midfield. Jorginho was excellent. Jorginho was fantastic. I think our midfield with Jorginho in the middle, I think Yunus said this originally. I think there's a video that I watched when he was talking about Jorginho. I think he plays better under this new regime from Lampard because he has more space and he's able to distribute the ball better and he's able to push the ball forward. And that's what you kind of like need as a... Yunus likes to call it a regista. He's that sort of player that we have at the moment. And, you know, if he's able to distribute the ball on a regular basis to the guys up front, we're going to have more chances. But the guys up front is where we need to talk about, because that was a little bit of a problem. Mason Mount, I think Mason Mount had a little bit of a problem. If I'm being honest, he didn't really do very much. Like, there was chances where he took corners, he took free kicks, but they weren't great set pieces because majority of the times that he put the ball in from a set piece, they just went straight to the goalkeeper, or, well, they tried to get ahead on one of the guys in the box, but couldn't get the shot on target. So it was a little bit of a frustrating day for Mason Mount. And then later on, Mason Mount came off for Christian Pulisic. And I think Pulisic was a guy that really needed to come on because not only has he had real trouble getting on the pitch, but also he really needs some game time. Like, he really does. Because Pulisic, it's been a bit of a waste. I mean, we spent like £50 million on Pulisic and he hasn't had opportunities. Lampard gave him a chance later on in the second half, and I honestly he did a damn good job. He did have a few chances in front of goal. I kid you not, there was one chance in the second half where I honestly thought he was going to score, where the ball got straight to him in the box, and he tried to finish it, but I think one of the Newcastle defenders blocked it at the last minute. So, yeah, I mean, Pulisic could have easily got on the score sheet today, even if it was 1-0. Our goal, however, came from Marcos Alonso, believe it or not. Marcos Alonso, I thought he had a bad game. Like, he was distributing balls really poorly today. I mean, as you would expect somebody like Marcos Alonso to do for a majority of the game, I thought he was pretty average today. But he did score the goal. I'm not going to take that away from him. I mean, if you do score a goal that contributes to the result at the end, that's beneficial, then great, because, you know, I'm going to take my hats off to Marcos Alonso for that. But overall, in terms of the game as a whole, I thought he was poor. It just did not pass the ball very well. Like, there were moments when Newcastle had their moments. Like, they did have chances to go up the pitch and actually put a ball in the box. But Marcos Alonso, like, he gets done so easily. Especially when you've got somebody that has a lot of pace. You know, DeAndre Yedlin was going up against him today. And, well, you know how good DeAndre Yedlin has got for pace. You know how slow Marcos Alonso is. Like, it's just a recipe for disaster, really. But like I said, it was only Newcastle today. If it was against a bigger team, I think Marcos Alonso would have had a bit of a bad day. But, like I said, he scored a goal, which was good. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I thought he was all right as well. I think his crosses were good. Like, his runs into the box. Like, he's come off of the back of a really good set of performances. I mean, if you saw him for the England under-21s the other day against Austria, he was exceptional. Scored some great goals, like absolute wonder goals. Like Eden Hazard would have been sitting down in the stands and watched those goals, and he would have been proud of it. That's how good he played in that game against the Austria under-21s for England. Today, I thought he wanted to try and emulate that today. He did. He put some great crosses in, but he still has a problem with finishing. I don't know if that's because maybe that will come over time. I don't know whether that's the setup that Lampard is trying to infuse within this team. But, you know, it's a work in progress. You know, look, we talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount, Tomori, who had a bit of a shy game as well, by the way. I forgot to mention him. But yeah, these young players, they're not going to have, like, every game they play, they're not going to be perfect. Of course, they're going to have a few accidental issues in their game. They just got to work on it every single week. They've got to work on it. Obviously, I've got Tammy Abraham as well up front. But yeah, same with Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham, he did have chances. He did have chances to put the ball in the net. And I honestly think that, again, Abraham's work rate up front, when he distributes the ball, when he works alongside the guys around him, he can get good. Like, he doesn't have to score a goal to look like a good player on the pitch. I honestly thought that maybe Abraham could have complemented his performances today with a goal, but he didn't. But no, I thought today, if you look at the game as a whole, first half, I didn't get a chance to watch the first majority of the first half, but apparently a lot of people were saying, you know, we were knocking on the door, couldn't get through. Newcastle looked very, very resilient in defence. Second half, it was more of the same, but then Newcastle started to get a little bit tired. And they did have a few opportunities of their own, but didn't really come to anything. But then we just get one little chance after a potential opportunity from a corner, I think, and then we get the ball back, play it out wide. Then Marcus Alonso's free to just drill the ball into the far bottom corner. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm happy that I've finally got something to smile about. You know, I needed it, to be honest with you, because you know I needed a pick me up, because following yesterday's news about London Spitfire and Profit and Gesture, and you know, their potential move to Seoul Dynasty, which according to a lot of sources is looking very, very likely now. A lot of people have just literally confirmed it, that a move it could happen. But no, going back to Chelsea, this was a big pick me up. This was a really good victory. We are now 5 wins on the trot in all competitions, which is fantastic. Lampard's looking like he's doing something right, and it's looking good. We need to continue this now. Next game is midweek in the Champions League away at Ajax. So that'll be fun. Ajax looking pretty damn good at the moment. And then away at Burnley at the weekend. So, yeah. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, let me know. And let me know what you guys thought of this match in the comment section down below. Check out my social media links in the description as well. Follow me on my social media and all the rest of it. And I shall see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Until the next video, I shall see you later. Hey do, and peace.